Welcome to December Daily, my version, which is based on A Christmas Carol. So watch out for the ghost of Christmas past and don't step on Tiny Tim. Come on, let's go. My mojo's coming back. This is how I took two of these books and I just started gluing, painting. I love painting on magazine paper because I love the way it crinkles. And there's no rhyme nor reason to any of it. And I skipped a few pages in between each one, and now I'm going back and putting in scraps on top of it and going to do something with that. And I did one whole book, and this one has just the magazine and or jelly plates and or Procreate paper. I love this one. Probably because it looks like a quilt. And I put 3 pieces of paper. I love this too. This is sketch paper that I put a lot of water on it. Not soaked it, but a lot of water. And those jelly gouache, blue, brown, green. Then I folded it over and I peeled it apart. And that gave me this extra texture and these wrinkles a little bit. And then let it dry. Loving that. It also at times gave me things that looked like that. Love that. It's almost like a jelly plate. Anyhow, that spurred my creative juices on. So now I'm getting there. And I'm not going to do all this engineering. Now, saying that, today's going to be engineering, but not quite a lot. Just a little. So I'm going to fast forward. And today we're talking about our ghosts. And since it's day 4, and there are 4 ghosts in A Christmas Carol, including Marley. I keep calling him Bob Marley. His name is Jacob Marley. Bob Marley was in Jamaica. Oh, the brain is dead. But I feel a little better. I had some sleep. That helps. And arting helped trying to get the clutter, which there's a lot. And I had high aspirations. I repeated this to myself several times yesterday. You are not Ali Edwards. You are not Ali Edwards. And Ali Edwards does not do hers with lots of engineering. Her foundation pages have the most engineering on them. And who knows what she does behind the scenes. She shows us this smooth, simple, da-da-da-da-da. But behind the scenes, who knows? So, I've got my envelope with stuff that I have collected for the ghosts. And it was a lot of black because I feel like the ghosts are dead. And I could use black, which I'm not crazy about doing at Christmas time, but for this, I can. So, here we go. Okay, no engineering. Really, there is none. Allie did the 4 or 5 circles down the acetate on one side and had 3 cookies. I don't know if it's day 4 or day 5. I think I said day 5, but I'm on day 4. I don't know. I think day 4. And there's 4 ghosts, so I thought this was the perfect day to do day 4. And I'm going to use the black, and I'm using a hinge. I'm liking this idea, and I'm seeing it quite a bit in other people's December dailies. And I thought, well, a hinge I can do. The hinge helps the washi tape hinges because they're not as strong. And I wanted some kind of hinge to go on the acetate. Now, I'm going to cover the hinge with washi tape so it looks like it's washi tape, but really there's extra construction, an extra foundation. Not to be confused with, my family doesn't understand post-production. Anyhow, not to be confused with foundation pages, but foundation like construction foundation, like the beginnings of something. So yes, I am adding washi tape to the hinge to disguise the hinge, and matching it to the circles that I have there. And the Santa one, I really like. Hindsight, I should have put something about ghosts in that Santa circle. Still might do that. And that I did on Procreate. And it is just pictures from books of the ghosts, and I put it on top of some watercolor paper that I did, and then printed it out and made a 4 in, I mean, who am I? Made a 4, I go from one extreme to the next. Made a 4, I made a bunch of numbers in advance. And they're not fancy. They're not the big fancy numbers that everybody else has. I'm not into the numbers per se. And here's where the actual construction stuff starts happening. So I did a tiny bit of journaling, and what these cards that I had pre-made, journal cards that I made myself with headings from watercolors that I did or other issues of Victorian era stuff. Cutting straight would help. Would help. And I decided that that octagon that came with the journal cover from Allie, we're on first name basis. Those little octagons were a little free gift that they stuck in the little binder. And it's black and white, so it works. That lettering right there is mine. Can you believe it? Yes. So I'm going to add some more washi tape to the white space on that journal card, except that it tore off crooked. So I'm layering it, and that's okay with me, because to me, the stripes, the houndstooth, the chevron, the polka dots are divine. And I'm trying here to try to get in the light, to try to cut this spot here octagon shape, but it's just not going to fit. So I decided to cut it all apart and glue it to the octagon. And it's the name of all the ghosts, Jacob Marley, past, present, and yet to come. And those are going to go in the journaling spot. And I think the other phrase that I did, which is blame it on the ghosts, which is more of a modern term, but I couldn't help myself for that either. And that's where I cut. That's what I was trying to get to fit onto the octagon, but it didn't. So I'm cutting out those words and putting them onto the octagon shape, and or the hexagon. I guess it's a hexagon. Six-sided. And do a tip, a flip on the card, and a flip on that underneath. So there's a flip on top of a flip on top of a hinge or something like that. Anyhow, this is more coming into my mojo, and I'm liking it, and I like this a lot. So this was fun. It helps me get my confidence back, and I know I'm not Allie, but who knows. So anyhow, my journaling, I said I was going to focus more on the journaling. So I wrote that Jacob Marley was the reason why, past was how you got here, the present is who you are now, and the yet to come is what you might be if you don't change. And that was my journaling, and that was basically the topics of the ghosts in the movie A Christmas Carol. And it was upside down. I did mine based on the 1984 movie with George C. Scott, which is an American actor here, and to me, he was the perfect Ebenezer Scrooge, and this is divine. I'm loving it. Loving it. I wrote that. Who am I? I did that with my Apple Pencil on my iPad, and I really like that. Ghosts, Jacob Marley, past, present, and yet to come. And then on the inside it says, blame it on the ghosts. Now this, Allie has like one circle thing here, and I have something I can put there. And then she's left that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'll cover up this hinge. But I might be back. I don't want to say it too soon. But I do think getting some sleep helped. I do think arting out my feelings, arting out my frustrations, not my feelings, arting out my frustrations. I could use something like this on the other side. I'd be good with that. Make it bigger. I didn't use that, and I didn't use that, but I used my envelope supplies, all this black. Kelly Purkey, Allie Edwards. I think that was all of it. Anyhow, Loving it. Do I care that this is not the same length? No. All these images are the ghosts I got off of Pinterest from illustrations from the different books. Day 4, check. Okay. We're good. May not be all the way back, but we're good. I feel better. Hopefully the rest of it will come now. Okay. Nothing like I was going to do. But that's okay. I'm okay with that too. Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Bye.